Online with Amr The Internet Guy. Stream it today on your favorite podcast platforms. This podcast focuses on entrepreneurs and business owners, helping them become more successful in conducting their business on the web without being stuck with technology, getting a headache, pulling their hairs out, or buying expensive software.
Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Online. As an owner of small business, I worry when I have to spend a lot on marketing because I'm not really sure that I'm getting a good return on that investment, and because I have personally been burned before when I purchased some digital marketing services such as Google ads and Facebook ads and consultations around SEO and things like that. Today, I'm meeting a serial digital entrepreneur who has founded a great company. It's called Hello Woofy. And yes, I said Woofy because he loves dogs, and you can see some of the photos on his website. So what Arjun, my guest today, has done, he has created a smart marketing tool and dashboard that will allow small business owners and small businesses to compete with the larger corporations who have unlimited marketing budgets in their same space. So, I don't want to just keep going on and on about it because I didn't really believe that something like this existed. I thought that if you're in a competitive industry and there's a big player out there on your industry, it's a bit hopeless for you to get anything done to compete without spending a lot of money. So let's get to meet Arjun and let him tell us how this works. Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Online. Today I have Arjun with me. Hi Arjun.
Hey, how are you? Thank you so much.
Good. How are you doing?
Doing fabulous. Hello from New York City on the Upper West Side.
Perfect. I mean, I see NYC right next to you, but I was gonna ask you about it.
No, we're very proud of being here in New York. My whole life, I was like, I'm gonna quote unquote make it in New York, and so I've been here about 12 years at this point. Came here for college, and it's been a journey for sure with Hello Woofy.
Nice. I've never been to New York.
You gotta come.
Too busy.
Come on over. It's the best city on earth.
My daughter keeps bugging me to take her to New York.
Okay, it's a good family trip.
We are Canadians who migrated from Egypt.
Okay.
So, and I know Cairo in Egypt is extremely busy.
Yeah.
And every time my daughter says New York City, I say, "Oh, it's just like Cairo, with taller buildings." So, Arjun, I visited your website and I can see it on your T-shirt. Hello, Woofy, and and I love the dog. First,
he's actually sleeping. He's sleeping right here. Actually, it's my 4.5-year-old, small Maltese puppy. And he is the cutest thing ever. But the theme is really about underdogs and supporting small businesses. And so if you take a look at the phone I have, his photos right there. Actually, that's what he looks like.
So cute.
He's a little Maltese puppy.
So the name came from your dog, or the underdog?
Underdogs, yeah. So his name is Snoopy, but the company name was originally Woofy, and then we basically started saying Hello Woofy because of the domain. And the whole idea was to build the biggest company helping the smallest. And of course, those are the underdogs. Those are the small business owners who almost 100% of the time, they have absolutely no idea what emojis and words and hashtags to use. And it's basically because they're really good carpenters, they're really good podcasters, they're really good direct sellers, they're really good real estate agents. But now they have to learn this whole new thing, which honestly college doesn't teach you and high school doesn't teach you. You need a degree, a legit certificate in this field, which is digital marketing. And so we set out to help small businesses, especially since we heard last year 400,000 businesses shut down, small businesses. Yes. If we could have, let them know that we existed, I'm sure we could have saved quite a few of them because they had to get out their own way of reaching their customers in a new way. And that could be social media, that could be blogging, that could be Google Web Stories, which is very new. I was just having a call with Google earlier today. It's a new product that they've developed and we've integrated with to allow you to do that for WordPress and soon Shopify sites. And then, of course, audio marketing. We have so many amazing smart speakers like this one here, which is an audio speaker, the Echo Show. We have the Echo Dot here as well, the Fire TV. In fact, I have the original speaker as well over here, which is this was the original
Yeah,
speaker
the
that came out.
first one
So,
Amazon
yep,
made, right?
yep, 7 years ago. So my point is there are nearly 500 million speakers, but very few small businesses know about them in terms of being able to reach their customers through these devices. They're essentially playing the role of a consumer, but they're not being a creator on these platforms. So we started working at Amazon about a year and a half ago to automate that as well.
So every time, like, I'm a techie and I've been on, I think, social media since the inception of social media.
Yeah.
And until today, I don't really feel that I'm doing much there. And I'm not scared of social media,
Yeah.
but like I'm too busy, and I feel like probably everybody who's listening to us would relate that I'm using social media for personal reasons. It like 99% of the time is personal, and maybe just a 1% business, like being in a Facebook group that's from my industry and sometimes answering questions and so on. And when I do get active, I feel that it's beneficial, but then you get busy. And so I really appreciate you actually building your company to help small business owners. So what led you to think, let's do this? Like, why did you think of, I know lots of other software companies and online platform companies who are always targeting the big guys, like people with a lot of money to spend.
Yeah. So, I mean, in our case, I mean, we realized that, being a serial entrepreneur, that small businesses need help when it comes to creating the content, optimizing the posts, knowing what to post, how to, repurpose content. A lot of small businesses have no idea how to repurpose, recycle, and reuse content. So we have something called a sense of a library, where in the library itself, you can store all your content. It'll have artificial intelligence baked right in. It'll tell you when your content's too similar, when there might be, certain, let's say there are too many characters for certain platforms. There might be the wrong kind of media file. Like maybe certain platforms like images. For example, Google My Business only likes images. They don't post videos there. And so there's a lot of, science and in terms of creating the content as well. We've literally mapped out every word in the dictionary to figure out what emojis, what hashtags, what other words and emojis will be used with one another and hashtags. And so there are a lot of, there's a lot of research that goes into this. It's not just any other scheduler. So when we started the business, we knew that there were a lot of schedulers in the ecosystem. And we said we need to build something for the mobile device, because we realized that people are on the go. We very quickly listened to our customers, and they said, hey, we need something for the desktop. And so we pivoted, we rebuilt the platform, and then we realized that intelligence has to be at the core. And then we realized blogging is such a vital component of SEO, search engine optimization. And so we built something called Journal, which will auto-complete an entire blog article for you, with you, and then schedule it off to WordPress and Medium, and soon Shopify, Wix, and Webflow as well. And so then we said, okay, how else can we help small businesses reach their customers, especially during quarantine, especially doing, everything that we've been through in the last 24 months. And we realized these smart speakers, there's so many of them. There are nearly 500,000 speakers in the world. We have to do something for that. And then we realized Google Web Stories was here too, which is kind of like Instagram Stories, but it pops up on the first page of your Google search. And very few people know how to, code their websites, modify their DNS settings and all that stuff, which is really what is required to be able to use Google Web Stories effectively. We made it super simple for WordPress, and we're about to soon do it for Shopify as well. So now you can really have an all-in-one solution.
So do you have a WordPress plugin, or how? Okay, I was going to say, how does it integrate with WordPress?
Yeah. So WordPress plugin. We're also building a Shopify plugin. And then one of the things that we also are developing for remote agencies, because a lot of our customers, they tend to be women-led businesses. They tend to be, stay-at-home moms, running their marketing firms, running their e-commerce businesses from home. So we actually started developing something called an augmented reality version of the platform. So just by using your phone, you can actually see in augmented reality all of your content that you're scheduling, all of your content that is scheduled or you're about to schedule as well. And you can actually bring in other people from around the world into that augmented reality just by using your phone. Again, you don't need goggles or glasses. I mean, I have an Oculus here as well, but you don't actually need a VR headset. You just need your phone. And that'll allow you to actually drag and drop your content from the library straight to the calendar, have it scheduled, have it come out next week. And then your client could be like, oh, I love that, but I don't like this post coming here. Let's move that around. And you can, in AR, essentially, you can move all of your content around. It's just very, if the metaverse is something that you guys are following about, this is something that we've been developing for a couple of months now, and that's actually done. And we're going to be shipping it out for agency owners very soon.
Nice. That's pretty cool. I want to go one step back because I think we dived right in.
Mm-hmm.
So to our listeners now who don't know what Hello Woofy does, how do we describe it to them?
It's we like to say it's smart marketing for underdogs. And as I mentioned, underdogs being small business owners, we need help with knowing when to post, how to post, all the questions at the core of digital marketing. But one of the things that we don't realize as small business owners is that we really need to be building a community. It's not just about posting something online and calling it a day. 90% of the time, whenever you post something on social media, no one actually sees it because the platforms will throttle your reach. So you get about a 5 to 10% reach usually on every social media post. With community building, your mindset is completely different. You then realize that you're producing content that's evergreen, that can be used today, that can be used next week, next month, next year. Sure, if 10% of the content you're sharing could be very time sensitive, could be very specific to that week, specific to that day, but 90% of your content should be evergreen. It should be this, blog tips, your, evergreen motivational quotes, things that drive traffic back to your website, and store that in a library. We have a sense of a library, which is very unique. And then you can let campaigns schedule content out of there and post. But that community building aspect is very important because it goes beyond social. It goes into long tail marketing, which is content marketing and blog marketing and Google Web Stories. And then, as I was mentioning with audio marketing, consumer habits have changed. Hello Woofy can now help you with audio smart speaker marketing to reach your constituents, your followers, your customers in their homes, so long as they opt in, through organic, thought leadership content. So if you want to have your own show, if you want to reach your customers with behind the scenes exclusive content, well, guess what? In that case, it's not throttled. All I have to say is Alexa, play the, Amr the Internet Guy podcast or something of that nature, and it'll automatically open up the app or the skill in front of you, and you could be right on the TV or the smart speaker and share your wisdom in terms of digital marketing.
So let's say I'm a small business owner. As an example, I'm a nutritionist.
Mm-hmm.
So all what I need to do is to just produce my own content, which could be in text format, like my own blog, or it could be audio as in a podcast.
Yeah, so you can take...
I can use Hello Woofy to get on all the speakers, like, the Google speakers, the Amazon speakers.
Yeah, so you would use a platform to, if you're using that example, it'll autocomplete a blog article with you. Once you have it set up, you can fire it up to your Medium account.
It helps me write, right?
It tells you
I just have to come up with the idea. It helps me to write the content.
Yes. So as you're typing it, it'll start typing with you. So it'll complete the phrases, the sentences, the paragraphs with you. And then, or vice versa, if you have an article that's already pre-written, you can put it into the text editor and it'll read it and give you a synopsis. So you can share that with your, your social media following. So there are a couple of different ways to go back and forth with it. And then on top of that, we're also developing our own graphic editor, which will automatically create graphics and video animations based on the text inputs. If you share a amazing tip of an article, it'll take the quote, turn it into a graphical content. If you have the Agency Plus or Enterprise plan, you'll also be able to put in your branding assets there, colors and all that nice stuff, and it'll automatically create all of that. And then you just have to click post or add it to your library and post another time in the future. So there's a lot of things that are baked into it for literally the price of a cup of coffee.
Is it safe to say I would not need any other social media tool? Like I see you integrate with many of them, but like if I don't know how to use, let's say if I don't know how to use Hootsuite, do I actually need to use Hello Woofy with Hootsuite, or would Hello Woofy be just enough for me?
Yeah, so you can use Hootsuite for sure, and we can be an add-on to Hootsuite. We have a lot of customers that use both Hootsuite and Hello Woofy at the same time, but Hello Woofy does stand apart by itself. You can use it by itself if you wanted to, because it does go beyond social. As I was mentioning earlier, it does blogging, smart speakers, web stories, and social media, and with a layer almost like an underpinning or a foundation of artificial intelligence to help you create the content, optimize it for emojis and hashtags. So I would say it's a one-stop shop, especially with the augmented reality app now coming out very soon. It's also a point of collaboration. We want you to be working with your colleagues and your clients while you're remote or completely working from home in a very immersive environment. So we're tacking on to those new trends, which are the metaverse, the meta trends or whatnot, which is how do we help small businesses?
Yeah, I'm just thinking I'll be spreading my content even into the virtual world.
Yep, exactly. So that is something that's very unique, and we're very proud of that as well. So just to give you an example, if I share my screen real quickly here, this is actually an augmented reality version of the app that we are about to deploy. And the idea behind this would be that, hey, you can see all your content that you are storing in the library. You can send that off to Instagram. Let's say you want to schedule off this post here as well with me and Snoopy, and you want to send it off to Instagram. There you go. There you can send it off to Instagram as well. And by the way, you could be on the other side in audio over audio telling me, hey, I love this content. I want to schedule it. I love that content. Schedule that. And you can see the same augmented reality 5,000 miles away if you logged into the Hello Woofy app. And the same thing with the timeline version. I could tell you, hey, this is what we have scheduled for you for your podcast. These are the content, elements that are coming out in the future. And you could be like, well, you know what? I want to switch that around. I want that post to come out first. You can long press it, move it down the timeline, or long press it, move it up the timeline, and it'll reschedule it. But this is just using your phone. You don't need goggles. You don't need glasses. It automatically will do it just by using your phone. It's as simple as that.
I like the idea as well, because not many people know about schedulers and scheduling your content, but it's the best thing to do it, and this is my advice to everyone who is overwhelmed with content creation in general. Like most small business owners are running the business. They don't have enough time to sit down every couple of days and that's over and over. When I get a new client, and let's say we built a new website for them, the next question is usually about SEO. And I always tell them, look, you don't need an agency. You don't need to bring an external marketing, agency unless you're ready, because it doesn't, it's not cheap to get it done, and to get it done right. It is not going to be cheap, but you can start with, the on-page SEO and your social media platforms. And you can write maybe twice a week. And they say, but I don't know, I can't bring myself to sit down and write twice a week. So with the scheduler, you can just have you can dedicate 1 day a month or 2 days a month for your marketing, and you can just schedule your content. So you can just have 4 or 5 hours a month as a bulk to just schedule content twice a week for your whole month. And here you go with something like Hello Woofy that will even help you write. You can finish this task faster. And I have a feeling now, since, with all the augmented reality and AI as well, that it will be enjoyable and not boring to sit down and get the stuff, scheduled.
Yeah, and like I said, Google Web Stories is here to stay as well. That's something that I highly recommend your followers take a look at. So on their video on the screen, you'll see something called Web Stories by Google. It's very much like Instagram Stories, but it pops up within the search context. And obviously, if you search for something in Google, and there are visual stories to be said. So, for example, if you look for a company called Remodelista, which is just an interior design website, they actually have Google Web Stories turned on. And you can see a section below that says Visual Stories. You can see the publication's name right there. And if you click on it,
I love that.
Just like any other Instagram story, you'll be able to see a slideshow. And in our platform, you can schedule links and buttons in here as well. So it's a very powerful way to go about it. And so we actually say is, there, like I said, community building is all about social blog and web stories and audio marketing, which is smart speakers. And if you're able to do all of that really well, then you're essentially building a tribe around your business or yourself if you're the face of the brand itself.
And this is very much suitable for everyone who have like a visual aspect of their business. What popped in my head now is like a couple of my existing clients. One is a contracting company, general contractor. They mostly do like, renos and like remodeling of your home.
Yeah.
And the other one, she has a product that she sells on Amazon, a couple of products actually. And she uses Pinterest. So she's got like tons of images about the different uses of her products in different, it's a kitchen product. So it's like kind of in different recipes and different, types of cuisine. And something like this would look really cool, like for her to pop up on Google Stories. And like I personally, I don't like Instagram. I do have an account that I started when Instagram was brand new, and I probably put a photo there every couple of years. Like I'm not really active. My kids are, but not me. But it is an important, like I know some business owners who leverage Instagram very well for their marketing, and especially in e-commerce, and they get a lot of sales. But now Google still is in my opinion, the dominant force in, as a platform, because it owns so many things. YouTube and the biggest search engine in the world, the go-to place when you want to get somewhere, you go on Google Maps. So it's kind of, it's a bit scary for people to try and rank on Google on their own without spending a lot on advertising. And pretty much like the thing that I discovered like lately was Google Maps, Google My Business. It's like, wow, I post sometimes photos of websites that we've done.
Yeah.
And within a month, like I could see maybe 700 visits to these photos on the Google Maps section on Google My Business. And I didn't even have 700 visitors to my website, like, or 700 people searching for, website design or website maintenance or things like that. So certainly I'm popping up on Google My Business more frequently than popping up on searches. And I'm not spending on advertising. So I'm assuming that I could even use Google it's not, what is it called? Stories or short stories?
Web stories, yeah.
Web stories.
Well, I was gonna say it's kind of like so we're an organic play right now because paid marketing is paid marketing. It has its own category of benefits, but if you can do really well on the organic side and then add fuel to the flame with paid advertising and paid marketing dollars, then it's a lot more sustainable and a lot easier than not.
Yeah, I feel people go about it the wrong way. They think of paid marketing first, before getting their ducks in a row with organic. And sometimes even something as simple as your website being ready to receive that traffic and convert it, because many people just draw traffic to a page that has absolutely zero conversion. Like your homepage, which is like a story about your business, but it's not about a specific product or services that you can convert. So many people just go about it wrong. They just want the traffic.
Right. You're right, and it's once you get that strategy, then it's really helpful.
And something else I saw on your website that poked my attention was your campaign about people owning part of the business. So I wanted to ask you about that.
So we've so one of the things that we've been doing very uniquely versus our competition is that most of our funding actually came in from our customer base or complete strangers, small business owners from all over the world. So we raised just under $1 million at this point. We've done 3 full campaigns. We're on our 4th campaign. And literally anyone can invest as low as $100 into the company and own a piece of it. And some customers put in $100, some people put in $500,000, $30,000, and they get added benefits of investing. They get free membership to Hello Woofy or a discount. And the reason why we did that is because, like I mentioned earlier, we want to build the biggest company helping the smallest. What better way than to bring in the very customers that we set out to help and bring them as a part of the whole journey. And we realized that there were nearly 3,000 businesses to date, or small business owners or underdogs or entrepreneurs that have invested at this point. They need a platform like this, especially at 1/15 the price of our competition, 10 times more intelligent, but we have fully issued patents now. So it's a really important thing for small businesses to now be able to use.
So if I invest, let's say, a small amount of money, $500, you would convert this into equity at some point.
So we can't really talk
or
too much about.
services.
Yeah, so we can't really talk too much about this because of SEC rules and regulations, especially here in the United States. But the deal terms are on at the moment wefunder.com/HelloWoofy /HelloWoofy, and the early bird terms are also on there. The first $250,000 in US that we raise, that'll go towards a $9 million valuation, and then the valuation goes up from there. But if anyone has any questions, there's actually a Q&A section there that we can respond to. But just due to regulatory reasons, we have to take questions over there.
Perfect. No, I just wanted to understand how it works. It's like you would be an owner somehow.
Yes.
When you invest. So like you get some equity. We can't say how much or whatever because that's too complicated, and it depends on, of course, the valuation and other rules. But generally, in a simple way, it's like you come in as an investor, so you'll be owning something of the company.
Yeah, it's a promise to shares. It's called a convertible note. It's a promise to shares. And the idea behind that is that we want to at least say thank you to our customers for investing and being a part of it.
Perfect. And I mean, I don't know if it's a question, but like we are talking about serving the underdogs and small business owners and small businesses around the world.
Yep.
There's no ideal client, right? Like this. In
some cases, as any small business owner is able to benefit. But what I would say is most of our customers tend to be women-led businesses between the ages of 40 and 60. They tend to be direct sellers, podcasters, real estate agents. We're talking about the smallest of small businesses around the world. We also have coaches on our platform. We have, mastermind groups on there. I mean, pretty much anyone who's building a community and needs to build a community, we're here to serve because that's what they need at the end of the day.
Would the platform, like, what if I don't know anything about building a community?
Yeah. Well, that's actually a great question because inside the platform, we actually do group masterminds every Friday. And at 12 p.m. Eastern, we'll actually invite customers in to ask questions, ask for help, any kind of help they need, and we'll answer that. We'll do it usually a 1-hour whiteboarding session. But it's a group mastermind, so other customers can come in. Now, if they need any help one-on-one, we do consulting calls with our customers as well. There's a link for that in the store on our website. And then on top of that, we do Facebook Lives. We have a Facebook group where we actively listen to our customer base. So I would say there's a community that we're building using our own platform.
Wow. So there's a bit of hand holding.
Yeah, no, absolutely. We're happy to help as much as possible.
I love that. Because that I think, in my opinion, that's what will set you apart.
Yes, and it does.
Tons of platforms, but like the problem to the regular user who's non-techie, they don't know how to leverage it to the maximum. They probably leverage 10-15%.
Yep.
But with a bit of hand holding, they can, at least be over 50%.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's all about making sure it's easier. And because, sometimes you just need a video. You just need someone on the other side to help you and answer your quick question. And that can go a long way to getting them up and running.
So to everyone who's listening to us, guys, like if you're a small business owner and like me, you're kind of scared of spending too much time on social media out of your busy time, I would suggest you check out Hello Woofy. all the links of anything that we've talked about today will be posted below, when this episode comes live. And I will also post how to get in touch with Arjun.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. Virtual hugs from New York City.
We'll come to visit you one day.
Yes. Also.
I don't know. On the East Coast, I've only been to DC. DC, Virginia. That's it. I've never been anywhere else on the East Coast. I don't know. California and Washington State just take most of the visits. They're right.
Yeah.
Right,
I'll be in Cali pretty soon for a conference.
Perfect. Well, maybe we meet you there.
Also.
Thanks a lot for coming today, Arjun.
Absolutely. Take care.
Have a great day.
Hey, before you go, I would like to remind you that if you have a WordPress-based website, you need to be really looking after its maintenance and security and having a professional looking after it. So if you feel overwhelmed, or if you feel that this back end and boring stuff is something that you don't want to do, please do hire someone, but get it done. Do not delay this. Do not leave your WordPress website not updated. Do not leave your plugins not updated. This will open it up for hacking and malware, and you don't want that. If you're unsure, head to my website, humantalents.ca. That's human talents, one word, humantalents.ca, and click there. You'll be able to book a 30-minute consultation, and we can discuss this together and see if we can help you. Thank you, and see you in the next episode.